So guys, finally, the truth is out. Northerners have started reacting to Boko Haram latest attacks on military bases in the north. According to report, Boko Haram succeeded attacking 4 military bases within 24 hours. And now, some Northerners have begun to share their own opinion. Don't forget that before now, the North embraced Boko Haram. People like Buhari said any attack on Boko Haram is attack on the North, while some people call them freedom fighters. People like Sultan was said to have fought against any clampdown on Boko Haram. Also, Shetima, who is the current vice president of Nigeria, is said to have embraced them when they all started. Now, they are terrorizing Nigeria beyond imagination. And some people are now raising alarm. So, guys, the threat of Boko Haram is becoming very, very, scary. I'm going to allow you to take a look at this video where this Northerner has shared his opinion on what is happening in Nigeria, calling out the Tinubu's government, to stop all this, their lackadaistic kind of attitude towards the fight against insecurity, because we all know they told us that it's $1 billion industry and some people are enjoying it. So I'm going to allow you to take a look at what this guy has got to say and other clips that will be attached together alongside with this. Let me know your honest reaction in the comment section below. Now take a look.
If you think I don't know what I'm saying, I dare you to come and pick me and I'll prove it to you, not based on newspaper headings, based on reality, that some of these corrupt military officers and some of these corrupt politicians are sending a bunch of demoralized soldiers and ill-equipped soldiers to go and face their death warrant in the name of trying to protect the country, and at the end of the day, they end up becoming casualty, victims, and even the people they are protecting to become victims. Are you trying to tell me that a lot of the generals are not aware that some of the allowances of these men, these soldiers, are still not being paid? A lot of the provisions that are enshrined in what is supposed to guide their conduct, their provisions, is not being paid? Are you trying to tell me that the Senate Chairman Committee, the House of Reps members in charge of all in charge of oversight functions in regards the conduct of military operations and all their activities are not aware of the fact that these soldiers are still shortchanged, some of the soldiers are still ill-equipped, some of these soldiers are demoralized? Are you telling me that? I'm going to tell you that factually. I am telling you. And President Tinubu, you will never be perceived, you will never succeed in regards this insurgency and insecurity till you are ready to fight corruption. But from your body language, it seems you are not even ready to fight corruption. What are you telling me? Let's look at it now. When was the last time? Kitting is one of the basic necessities of soldiering job. When was the last time issues were distributed? According to the provisions, these kittens are supposed to, the uniforms, the boot or whatever, are supposed to be distributed biannually. When was the last time it was done? Most especially in the Navy. We're talking about almost close to 10 years ago. And you are sitting there down here and you are now acting as if you are not aware. What happens to the medical service that these people are supposed to be benefiting from? What are the medical services? It's rubbish. A typical military man would prefer to go and subscribe to private hospitals rather than going to military hospitals that are supposed to checkmate that. Are we going to be talking about their allowances? Their allowances are still shortchanged up to today. Are you saying you are not aware? At the end of the day, you send a bunch of demoralized soldiers. And at the end of the day, they are now at the mercy of Boko Haram, bandits, and the rest of it. And all you can do is whenever situations happen, you come and say you are giving a marching order, you are giving a marching order for military to go and apprehend. How many have they apprehended? You have a lot of corruption charges that you are supposed to look into. And I wonder why the likes of even Buhari are working freely when they have a lot of questions to answer. What happened to the Dasuki Gate? What is now the situation with Dasuki Gate? What happened to the charges in regards to the former chief of naval staff, Jibrin? What has happened to it? And a lot of other corruption charges in billions. And you are sitting quiet and keeping quiet. All you're just thinking about is defection, how to win the next election. I'm telling you that if you don't do anything about this, if you are not ready to fight corruption, I am telling you, by God's grace, you will not see that. And at the end of the day, even when you succeed in that, where is the humanity in you? How do you want to be remembered? You want to be remembered as a president that just did 2 times tenure? And at the end of the day, you are gone. How old are you? How old are you? How many years do you have left? I'm talking to you, Tinubu. How many years do you think you have left on the face of this earth? And you can't confront these things and stand and kick against them? Look at the way they are just unaliving soldiers. Look at the way they are unaliving civilians. And at the end of the day, we come back and play politics about this. How long is this going to remain? A lot of short changing. Look at their feeding. Look at how do you expect a soldier now that is faced with a lot of these things in his head? The fact that he's thinking about how to survive, how to feed his family. There's no good adequate medical care. Kitten, he have to buy boots for himself. He have to buy uniform for himself. Out of how much? It's only in Nigeria that you see a soldier trying to see how he can measure to survive out, feeding, just feeding, till the next era comes. They complain of being shortchanged. You people introduce IPPIS. IPPIS, what has it changed? Nothing. You have succeeded in just dividing one part to some of the corrupt military officials and one part to a kind of a private business entity. What is happening recently of the moment? You have a situation where they are paid allowances. It takes almost after they are paid IPPS. It takes almost after 15 days for them to receive their allowances, dividing this little money that they have. A lot of ills going on. And I bet you, if you are ready to fight insecurity in that country, if you are not ready to fight corruption, I'm telling you, there's nothing that is going to change. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. A lot of ills, a lot of corruption is going on. Tell this to everybody. A lot of corruptions proven. It can be proven that is still going on in the military. And you are quiet about this. You are quiet about this. All you can just come and tell is you have given marching order. What the hell? Who has marching order helped? Look into the details. Look into the major cause of all these things. Why are we having a bunch of demoralized soldiers? Why are we having a bunch of ill-equipped soldiers going to fight this insurgency?
So guys, you have seen what is happening in Nigeria today. Honestly, I feel for our military men. Honestly, the way they are being managed, all round, like this guy was saying, even their kitting is a challenge to provide, not to talk of their food, not to talk of the salary they earned, not to talk of the other allowances they are supposed to be giving. A whole lot of challenges. But see, these politicians, some of them don't even do elections, but they will find themselves as Senate presidents, as senators and all that, and they go home with millions of naira. And then Nigeria chose to send poor people's children, in the front of the war to keep fighting for them. Anyway, now they are finding it difficult to get people to enroll into the military, because Nigerians are now realizing that it's of no gain, that you put your life at the forefront and the people you are fighting for don't even care. None of So guys, I want us to quickly go to Twitter to take a look at some of the headlines. The JAMB registrar has come under fire. I mean, this man is under serious fire for purposely, let me not say purposely. They said majority of the JAMB students that failed came from the 5 eastern states and also Lagos. And in Lagos, Igbos are like, I don't know if I say like sand, I may be exaggerating, but I just wanted to understand what I'm trying to say. So, like somebody was saying that JAMB purposely targeted areas of Igbo concentration, as in where you have majority of Igbo students, and failed them massively. And parents have been lamenting about what JAMB did, how JAMB came out, and many people failed. And see, one lady had to buy herself. I don't know if you've heard that news. One lady, I think the news was out yesterday. One young lady buyed herself because when she saw her JAMB result, she could not bear it. She buried herself. This is the kind of Nigeria we are living in. And JAMB has been saying, oh, it's not their fault. It's not their fault. Finally, I heard some professors from the Southeast insisted that there must be investigations. Now, investigations were carried out. Sorry. Investigations were carried out, and it was discovered that majority of these people that failed are just from the south. The 5 southeastern states are the ones that are affected. And then Lagos. And when you look at Lagos, with the Igbo population in Lagos, Igbos are highly affected too. And, the news has been there. The man has come out to apologize. He says he takes responsibility for what happened. He was even shedding tears in that video. And he said he's sorry, that he has already make another provision or another plan for these students to retake their exams. But Nigerians are not listening to that apology. Some people say he's just shedding crocodile tears, that he's targeting the Igbos. Like, in the north, if you are from the north, your scores are lower for you to get courses like medicine, reading law, and all those top courses that children want to study, engineering and the rest of them. But when you come to the South, the marks are always high. And even in the Southeast, the thing is always like, it's as if there is an intentional, thing being done against the Igbos. I don't just want to say there is, but when you look at the way all these things are happening, you'll be wondering, why is it mainly, in the Southeast or against the Southeasterners? Now, many people have been lamenting. Honestly, many people have been lamenting. I'm going to share with you the video of the JAMB registrar. He was really crying, and I felt for him because, see, since this man took over JAMB, I used to love him because when he came in newly, he tried to cut off some excesses, some of the mess up in JAMB. But recently, we've started seeing some things happening, and for me, it's a bit difficult for me to understand. This person said, when a government appoints ministers based on nepotism over competence, this is what you get. A man who studied Islamic studies, is heading JAMB, one of the most important academic institutions. Clueless ministers everywhere, and we expect this country to grow. APC will kill Nigeria. This is what a guy is saying, and it makes a lot of sense that a person heading JAMB is like the key determinant factor of what you become in Nigeria. In Nigeria, we so much rely on education, as in the normal way: go to school, graduate, find job, assuming that is just the way Nigerians should live. So you can imagine the role JAMB plays in the lives of Nigerians. And now the person heading that department is someone who studied Islamic. He's a Muslim. So for him to have gone to the university to study Islamic studies, then he's a core afar. Let me just use that language, afar, And now it is really paining so many people that this JAMB problem is affecting the Southeasterners mostly, I'm going to read more reaction. This is coming from Showore, and I'm going to share the video of him where he was crying and shedding tears. Okay, this is Showore saying, the registrar of the Joint Admission and Matriculation Board, Professor blah blah blah, bears responsibility for the organization egregious error, which have devastatingly claimed a young life. That's the girl I told you that died. Shedding crocodile tears is not a remedy for this infraction. As a first step, he should resign, followed by a thorough investigation and possible prosecution for manslaughter. Moreover, JAMB must be scrapped. So that's his own opinion, that they should just remove anything JAMB. Anyway, in developed world, we don't really have they don't have anything like JAMB. They just write their normal exam. They have something like WAEC, but this JAMB of a thing. And I tell you, JAMB has frustrated so many people. Like I personally have a cousin who did so well in WAEC, but JAMB could not give her desired course. Currently, she's in her first year reading a course that she's just confused about whether to. When she was offered the course, she was like between opinions. Should I take it? Should I leave it? Should I take it? She just went into it and let her just read and be a graduate. But that, that push, you are studying, but that push is not there. That motivation that, oh, I love what I'm doing. It's not, that's the case of majority of Nigerians. Even myself speaking, what I read was not what I intended reading. It was far from what I read. And that was what they gave me because my JAMB cutoff was not up to what I expected or what I thought I was going to get. But now we couldn't put forward our reactions in this. The social media wasn't popular the way it is today. But this is just to tell you that, see, JAMB has hurt so many people. JAMB has set so many people backward. And you need to see the people who got higher scores. People who didn't, even there was a biology teacher who has taught biology for how many years. He wrote this JAMB. If you see his score, you will cry. That will tell you that people were now posting all those things and were saying, something must be wrong somewhere. I mean, JAMB has really done, this time, people are really reacting and Nigerians are not happy. Nigerians are not happy. Now this person said JAMB is useless, worthless, waste of money and time for the people. JAMB is just making money. That's all. And possibly there's sense in this, there's sense in what he's saying, that JAMB is just making money off the children. Do you know how much children will have to pay to write this JAMB? As in, if you should sum all the money they make, and at the end of the day, children will be getting something far away from what they wrote. And this person say, do they use is it clap, swear for Nigeria? Lady reacts after officials began clapping for JAMB registrar. Okay, following his public apology for the errors recorded in the 2025 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination. So this lady was saying, why were people clapping for him? Because when he was shedding tears, some people were just trying to encourage him with some, claps. Let me just play this.
For their parents, them use clap swear for Nigerians. As I make her ask, then use clap swear for us. The JAMB registrar, they shed crocodile tears in the name of pacifying the young people that they released horrible results for. They were hoping that Nigerians will not complain as usual. They were hoping that people will not speak up as usual. Imagine a niece of mine that scored 7 straight A's in WAEC, scoring 122 in JAMB. That was when I knew, I'm going to Africa. That is not possible. How can somebody that scored 7 straight A's score 120 something in JAMB? This man, instead of resigning, this man is busy shedding crocodile tears, asking those same children for their parents or guidance to provide logistics for them to start going to their various centers to rewrite these exams. Who will pay their transport?
Honestly.
Who will make them study again?
With the insecurity.
Do you know what those children passed through? Some did not sleep for straight how many weeks to go write JAMB? Now, instead of resigning, this man had the audacity to be shedding crocodile tears, talking about the system glitch. If only these children did not complain, or the complaints were not so much.
The complaint was really
JAMB have already released the results.
Yeah.
Hoping that Nigerians will keep quiet. I knew something was amiss when this my niece had an unbelievable 122. This is a girl who have been tops of her class, coming, starting from primary school to secondary school. I was just about to make video, and I said, let me surf around social media to see how many contents I'll create at once. Only for me to see the registrar of JAMB shedding crocodile tears in a sane economy, in a sane society. What this man ought to do first is to tender his resignation, because they knew about that problem, and yet they had the audacity to release those results. They had the effrontery to release those results. The fact that they released those results is enough for him to resign. I'm shouting because I am ashamed and angry at the same time. The one that is annoying me most is at that press conference. Some idiots are busy clapping behind him. I have nothing personal. Let me stop here because I'm too angry.
As registrar of JAMB, I hold myself personally responsible including for the negligence of the service provider and
Yeah, I don't even think it's shedding tears.
and I unreservedly apologize for it. And the trauma it has affected Nigerians to, directly or indirectly. We have decided that all the candidates affected in the 157 centers of the 882 be contacted to retake their examinations. These candidates are to be contacted through text messages addressed to their registered phone number from tomorrow, their email addresses, their profiles, and phone calls by JAMB. They are directed to reprint their examination slips for the rescheduled examination dates.
Oh my God. So, guys, that is the Nigeria we are in. That's the kind of leadership. Honestly, we keep doing things the wrong way. If you listen to the first comment, the person said, how could someone who studied Islamic studies be the one heading this kind of body? I think that's where we got it wrong. Because in this country, sometimes the way we make appointments, it's really, really so unfortunate. Now, look at the Tinubu's government. If you are a critic of Tinubu, the next thing he will do is to woe you to himself, and he will give you appointments. Look at people like Coca them. They were given appointments so that they can't talk. Obasani them. They were given appointment. They can't talk. And this other one, many of them being given appointments so that your mouth will be sealed. And why we are having challenges in this government, is it not because they give appointment to those they feel helped them in the last election, even though they know they didn't win the election? It's because they have to pay for them working for them during the election, so that the next election they will still do their work. So let me read what this person wrote here. It says the registrar of the joint. Okay, it's like I've read this one already. That is JAMB. People have been reacting. I mean, Nigerians are not happy, and it's really good that people came out to air their view and speak up. And if people had kept quiet, you know what that would have led to? People would have just be smiling and suffering, like the girl that took her life because she could not believe her JAMB result. Now, this person say only the entire Southeast in a working climate. This he called look at the name he called them, which I don't want to, call somebody that name. This whatever, and everyone involved in the systematic act of bigotry to sabotage a specific group JAMB performance will already be facing class action lawsuit and forced to resign. Tinubu and his cultists will burn down this country. So, like I told you guys, this thing actually affected mostly the southeastern states, mostly the southeastern state. And that is even the irony of the whole thing, That's why people are really reacting the way they are reacting. He said, I take full responsibility. JAMB registrar whips apologizes for 2025 JAMB errors. So, honestly, you don't know what students go through. Is it the insecurity in Nigeria? That people will have to travel even in centers that are in remote places just to go and write this JAMB. Now, JAMB mass failure intended to stop Southeast children from getting admission. ASU is now the one talking, not just the Southeasterners. ASU is now saying that JAMB purposely failed Ndi Igbo so that they will not gain admission. You know, because people feel, okay, I don't even know why this kind of, assuming this was the intention to stop a particular tribe, then you know that this marginalization has gone beyond board. I mean, it has gone beyond board. Like, see what Nnamdi Kanu is going through in court. They are trying to charge him for terrorism. But you have seen, you've been following my life for some time now. You've seen the damage Boko Haram has inflicted on Nigeria. You know, for the past how many, since we came into this year, 2025, it has been attacks on military bases. And the one they just did this 1-2 days ago was the height of it, where they bite soldiers, scattered away weapons, and inflicted real injury on the Nigerian military, burnt their vehicles. You could see, they said 4 military bases were attacked within the space of 24 hours. That's the one that just keep me wondering if we are not dealing with human beings. No intelligence. They went to this military base, succeeded, went to another one, succeeded. They were able to attack 4 within the space of 24 hours. And do you know the military came out to respond and telling them, come drop your arms. We are ready to treat you well. That means come. We are ready to pardon you. Drop your arms. You see? Drop your arms. We are ready to treat you well. And they are looking for terrorism charge too, so that they can imprison Nnamdi Kanu. But the people who are committing the terrorism in our own Koro eyes are being begged to come drop their weapons so that they'll be given pardon and rehabilitation, taxpayers' money to go and start up their lives. And some of them will leave and enter the bush again to continue their fight. Still, the Nigerian military is not even learning from all these things. So I don't know. You know, Showore one time said, see, the marginalization and persecution of Ndi Igbo is a federal government thing. Any government that comes in is like a vow that you must suppress the Igbos. And we have seen it. When Buhari was there, people thought, oh, it's a Fulani thing because Fulani is hating the Igbo. Tinubu that is there, has he made any difference? He went to Anambra State. He could not discuss anything about the plight of Ndi Igbo. Soludo could not present to him any challenge of Ali Igbo. None. They are just talking about 2027, 2027, 2027. Soludo could not tell Tinubu that do one thing for Ndi Igbo. If you want to get their vote, just do one thing. Tinubu could not tell Ndi Igbo, this is what I will do for you people, but please vote for me. He just wants to come and get votes for free. Upon Ndi Igbo have been suffering marginalization, which even other tribes have confirmed that the Igbos have been marginalized. Now you can see it now, it's affecting even performance in exams like this, so that Ndi Igbo will not go to school, you know? Many of them are, you know, getting admission. After that, they will leave the country and go and become bigger outside the country, possibly, if that is the reason for this. Because even going to school in Nigeria does not benefit anybody. Because tell me the good job you will get in Nigeria now that you'll be very comfortable with. You know, if not that you'll be collecting some small money by the side, assuming you want to depend on your salary. Even those working in the bank, is it easy for them in today's economy? It's not. So I don't know why, if indeed they intentionally targeted the Igbos, I should be asking questions as to why. And you know, JAMB did not even bother to investigate. I heard it was professors from the Southeast that insisted that, you know, JAMB must do investigation. And I'm sure is this ASU professors or UNN professors, because you can see this headline say UNN ASU accuses JAMB of deliberately failing Southeast JAMB candidates. You see, if not for these professors, because I saw Osita, you know, this Osita, who is also a PDP member, I've forgotten his Chidioka. I saw him the day he came to JAMB. I saw him. So I felt maybe he wants to help because he's good at, in research related things. He's very good at that. So I felt, okay, maybe he really wants to help them to find out where the problem came out from. There's this guy too, who is on Twitter. He's into tech. He said JAMB has equally invited him for them to know what actually happened. So possibly it's because they were being pressed by this UNN ASU, or generally ASU, to do investigation. And that was how they now found out that the target was more on the Igbos. It's really so sad though, because if this hatred is going to this direction, that means this one is no longer the North hates Igbo. It means that every other tribe in Nigeria is like hating the Igbos. Anyway, guys, that is it. Honestly, it's really so sad that we are here. Okay, this is you. If you follow the news for today, Nnamdi Kanu was in court, and the DSS brought a witness who does not even know what he came to testify. Some of the things he came to testify against are the things that the court has already struck out. And when he was asked, he said he didn't even know any. It's like you came to defend what you don't even know about. So the federal government is just desperate, looking for people who come and indict Nnamdi Kanu, and then tomorrow they will tell you, we are sending him to jail for this reason. While the main people who are the ones terrorizing Nigeria as a country are being begged to come drop their arms so that they will be granted amnesty. This person tweeted and said, why is the DSS witness in the case against Nnamdi Kanu testifying if he claims to be unaware of anything? Okay, he's asking, why should this man be testifying? And he went to the court to say he's unaware of anything that happened since 2015 till now. He's not aware. And then they called you to come and testify, and you came. Can you imagine? And they will cover their faces so that nobody will recognize them. They are just looking for lies to tell against Nnamdi Kanu. And when questions were thrown at him, he said he doesn't know. It's like you claiming to be a medical doctor, and they ask you what causes this one in the body. You say, I don't know. You know what that means? It's like you didn't even enter the class as a medical doctor. So this is just all because Nnamdi Kanu is an Igbo man, and they just want him crucified at all costs. That is just it. They just want him crucified at all costs. But I think it is time for people to start rethinking. Going against the Igbos is not going to help this country in any way. It's not going to help us. Let's just admit that, that the Igbos have been marginalized, and see how that vacuum can be closed, and see what could be done, okay, to at least make the Igbo to be happy and feel belong again. Now, you must have heard that the EFCC is hunting for Tompolo. Tompolo had his, is it birthday or whatever traditional celebration that he had, and they were busy spraying the Naira. And EFCC paid blind eyes to it, as if they didn't see it. Nigerians now started reposting and tagging EFCC. You must do something. You must do something. You must do something. Because if it's Obi Kubana now, they will go and arrest him. If he's a chief priest, they will go and arrest him, or e-money. Even the very dark man recently, they say, okay, his own is not money. They call it cyber or whatever. And other people, even Iyabo Ojo, whose daughter got married, EFCC invited her, but we were not told if it was Naira mutilation or whatever. We were not told that. All we heard there was that EFCC invited her, and that's the end. And then Okoya's children, nobody knows anything again about that one. But you see, when it gets to Ndi Igbo, they will quickly rush and get them. You saw even Bobrisky that was arrested. At the end of the day, she didn't go to jail like they said, She didn't go to jail like they said. But if it's Omuibu, you saw Obi Kubana's, no, not Obi Kubana, I think it's E-Money. Why was E-Money invited? They said E-Money's leg touched Naira that somebody, it's not E-Money that they gave the money to, but his leg touched it. When I heard it, I was like, these people, you people too do. You too do. That E-Money's leg touched Naira. That was why he was invited, because E-Money was praying in pounds, not Naira. They already know that EFCC is against the Naira. So when they are going to parties now, they take either dollars or pounds. He was praying pounds on Flavor, only for them to say whether his leg or be his hand or what touched Naira somewhere. What is it that we are not going to hear? So the EFCC, now you can see here, it says that breaking, EFCC invites ex-militant leader Tompolo following public outcry over alleged Naira abuse, viral video. So the EFCC has finally invited him for questioning. But guess what? Nigerians are saying, many of his followers are saying they don't bond EFCC. I'm going to show you a video where someone was like, ranting on that. So this is the lady who buyed herself, she buyed herself following the result that she got from JAMB. When she saw it, she could not bear it, and she just buyed. But it's so sad that JAMB is realizing their mistake after this girl must have gone. This person tweeted and said, JAMB finally admits to error in 2025 JAMB, particularly in Southeast. We will not let this slide. We have to investigate those who have been behind this cause for years now, honestly. We really have to know what is happening. And the worst part is that they will even give you your papers for you to even see what you scored and how you scored your score. I don't think these things I think things should be done properly. I think it should get to a point when people want to see what they scored. Their script should be attached. All these things can be done digitally. You just attach a PDF of people's let me just say their work. After they took the exam digitally, attach their paper, let me call it paper, or wherever they scripted what they scripted, just attach it to their name, so that if you want to download what you solved in JAMB, you will see it and see how you got your scores. Because this thing is getting out of hand. People are losing their chances to study their dream courses and all that because JAMB is not doing the right thing, and that is why Nigerians are, calling them out this time around. I'm so happy that this thing happened the way it happened, and then JAMB is now, let me say, being exposed, because this thing cannot slide.
We are looking for Tompolo. To those of you that don't know who Tompolo is, especially all these Gen Z, you can look him up. His full name is Government. Or why is it there? Ekpemupolo. Now, why are EFCC looking for him? They posted it, they said, nobody is above the law. Tompolo, we have questions to answer. It is because of the video that went viral and people started tagging EFCC. Now, if you see on my screen the video, you notice that Tompolo was dancing, you understand, dancing, doing his juju things, when one man came, I was spraying what looks like the Naira, because I know it looks like the Naira. You understand? So people got the video, they were not tagging EFCC. That's Tompolo, go and touch Tompolo now. If you see EFCC, you don't have mind, considering who Tompolo is, being a former militant. You understand? So they were tagging EFCC. Now, EFCC now posted it that nobody is above the law. Tompolo will have questions to answer. You see, EFCC, I always knew this was a Naira mutilation high service. Me, I call her my service. I always knew it was going to clash very soon with tradition and culture, and it don't happen now. It don't happen now. The way you people put too much energy on a mutilated Naira, when I go carry and arrest and send the person go jail, carry this one. I know so when I will shoot myself for legs soon.
So that is a very dark man, having also been in the EFCC net. He's reacting to it because he knows that, the way EFCC is going about all this, their money of a thing, it's really so sad. Anyway, let me allow you to see what this guy
many people they ask if Tompolo is above the law. And yes, Tompolo is above the law. And I'll give you 2 logical reasons why he's above the law. Now, for me, I grew up in Bayelsa State, and my mom is from Bayelsa too as well. So I'm not going to tell you from what I hear. I go tell you from what I experience. Tompolo is his own government, and let me explain that word to you. Tompolo is an order keeper. That means that Tompolo dies by himself today. Tompolo, the driver, for example, now in accident died. Federal government go be in problem. If Tompolo should sick and die, the government is also going to be in problem, because the truth is that Tompolo is the one that makes sure that the oil keeps flowing in the Niger Delta. You understand? Tompolo is the one that makes sure that those Niger Delta youths, they are not agitated, they are calm, they make sure the company do their work. Tompolo is an order keeper in Niger Delta. So if Tompolo should die today, natural death, so if anybody kill him, don't say federal government kill him. Just the power tussle for who go take in place, at least oil goes up to the flow first. At least some kind of companies go shut down. Some kind of pipeline go shut down first on a standstill. You understand me? So Tompolo is an order keeper. And the people in Nigeria, they don't see Tompolo as a criminal. They see him as a freedom fighter. You understand? And what that means is that he's fighting for his people to get their rights. The companies came in, they were collecting oil, and they were keeping the people poor. So Tompolo was fighting using violence to make sure that the people get their own fair share. All those contracts they give Tompolo, all those millions of dollars they give him, right? All those money is so. Majority of those monies don't go to him alone. At most, now 5% of that money in the account. 5% only. The main 5% is shared to different generals, different youth committees, different communities, and so on and so forth. All this money they go to him directly. So that's why the youth in Nigeria they are calm and they make sure that okay, production can go on. You understand? That's number one reason. Number two reason why he is untouchable is because of the terrain. You understand? Look at somebody like Nnamdi Kanu, for example. Now he's the hero of the Southeast, right? But it is easy for the government to send military into the South. The Southeast is mostly land. You understand? But you see, Nigeria Delta is mostly water, salt, swampy water. You understand? And military does not understand how to navigate that kind of terrain. It is very, very hard for them to navigate. The terrain is very, 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 very difficult. It is only the boys that grew up there that know how to navigate that terrain. So if you send in military men, like sending like 100, if even 10 of them survive and say, come out there, it's even that luck. Because those boys will ambush them, set up traps for them, and they will not be able to come out. The terrain is very, very hard to navigate. That's the second reason. There's too much water, too much swamp, too much swampy forest, and so on and so forth. Those two reasons are the reasons why it is hard. So for the federal government to say they want to go and arrest this man or go and kill him or anything like that, right? It's going to hurt them more because taking him out will most likely stop production, you understand, of oil. And it will most likely halt a lot of things and it will most likely cause chaos because they are taking out the order keeper of the Niger Delta. Him and people like Asari, they are very, very influential. There are other generals in Bayashasha and in Warri, but these are the two ones that are very popular and very influential, Asari and Tompolo. So killing these people is not going to solve anything. It will cause more problem because you are keeping a leadership vacuum, and that leadership vacuum will cause problems. You understand? So that is the power of Tompolo. So when he says above the law, my brother, he's somehow above the law. You just understand that one because he's an order keeper.
Tompolo is government, he's above.
Many people they ask if Tompolo is above the law.
Let me see.
And yes, Tompolo is above the law.
Just see what people.
And I'll give you two logical reasons why he's above the law.
About this post, that Tompolo is above the law. You see it, but those of them from the Southeast are not above the law. The EFCC will quickly go and grab them. Let the EFCC invite you and you don't go. They will come and clear. You saw what they did to Rochas Okorocha. In his good house, fine house, they scatter everywhere, the ceiling, that they are looking for somebody like Rochas Okorocha. Even if he's running, how is he going to run? Somebody who served the state for 8 years. But when you are from the Southeast, they can't do that to a northern politician. The EFCC cannot do it to a northern politician. They can't. What they did to Rochas Okorocha, you can't just invite a man and patiently wait for him to. They went to his house, butter. It was, we all witnessed it now. If you saw it on the telly. So it's just because he's from the Southeast. The Southeast are being looked down upon, and you see even this JAMB thing now. It says Southeast. All the 5 southern states, Southeast states, are the ones affected, including Lagos. And when you go to Lagos, majority of the students you see there are from the Southeast because we have many Igbos occupying Lagos. So why hunt for these people? The whole 5 southeastern states affected by JAMB's decision. It's really sad. Anyway, let's take a look at the reaction coming from this Tompolo is government and cannot be arrested. You heard what that guy said. This person say, open mouth, why they talk nonsense. The first reason is genuine, but you should have just stopped it there. The first reason where he said Tompolo is government and because he's taking care of the oil facilities and ensuring those boys there do not start agitating and all that. So that was the first point, and he's saying the first point was valid. But instead of him to come and to stop there, he went further to say, oh, that even if they send the military, the boys can navigate the terrain, and the military, if they send 100, if 10 even manage to come out, hey, that you should just like thank God for them. Honestly. Anyway, the Igbo say that possibly they are the ones that own Nigeria. In an equal environment, someone will actually take him out free of charge to actually give government work to do. You can never be order. You can never be order keep in countries like the US. I don't understand this post. Anyway, there's nothing much here that Tompolo is being sought for by the EFCC. I don't think it's a big deal. I don't think he's going to run away. Possibly he will go to answer. The EFCC will have nothing to do, but just that they will be ashamed because they will not know what to tell Nigerians, you know. The EFCC will not know what to tell Nigerians because of their selective treatment. You saw when Okoya's children, you know, had money-related issues. They didn't even tell the public again how the thing went. That is the EFCC for you. Anyway, God will save us in this country. So, guys, I don't know what you guys make of these videos that have been trending about Peter Obi and El-Rufai coming together to form a coalition. Some people are for it, some people are against it. And for me, I believe that Peter Obi and El-Rufai are two different people and their ideologies are so different, you know. So, but the politics in Nigeria is really so complicated and dirty, you know. You've seen how Tinubu is trying to take over all the governors to come over to the APC so that they will be able to give him votes. But for the fact that governors left to your party does not mean you have automatically won in that state, because like Delta State voted for Peter Obi. So does it mean that Delta State now will go to vote for the APC because their governor defected? We don't think so. So we are going to see how all that is going to be playing out in Nigeria, because politics is just what they are talking about and not even governance. That's why Boko Haram had the audacity to go and attack Nigerian military bases, because a whole lot of, distractions happening in Nigeria. So I don't know what you guys make of Peter Obi. Do you think, is this going to be a good ticket? People like Dele Farotimi said, Peter Obi remains his candidate up till now, except if Peter Obi goes to pick the wrong person as a running mate. That is what is going to make him to say he's not going to vote for Peter Obi. And that Dele Farotimi is somebody who does not believe in El-Rufai's style of politics at all. At all. See, El-Rufai will not be a good match for Peter Obi. Assuming Peter Obi is the presidential candidate, El-Rufai is the vice. I don't think they are going, because Peter Obi now will not want to spare the bandits. But see, El-Rufai is an Islamic, will I call him an afar? Or some people say he's an extremist, which I may not go to say that because I cannot really confirm. But you should understand what I mean when I say he's an afar. He's a staunch Muslim, and there was a time he had to pay bandits to stop them from attacking his people. And he's the type that will tell you that Christians, how many are they? That, all those statements he made in the last election, possibly people will begin to bring those things up, and it's going to affect Peter Obi's chances, because he spoke against northern Christians. After all, how many on a day that this and that he mandated his clerics to make sure that they didn't vote for Peter Obi, that Ashwaju won. Now he has clash with Ashwaju. He's now looking for Peter Obi because he knows Peter Obi has genuine followers. So Nigerians have been reacting. I don't know what you make of this. Now they met in London. Two of them met. And we don't know yet the outcome of the conversation. Peter Obi once told us that he has not discussed coalition with anybody. So for the fact that they met, we don't even know if it's coalition they went there to discuss. You cannot say, because last time people were saying, oh, Peter Obi met Atiku and El-Rufai. He wants to form coalition with the SDP. When that news was out there, people were saying it, authoritatively, as if they were there when the discussion happened. Until Peter Obi came out to say he has not discussed anything coalition with anybody. So sometimes when you see Peter Obi mingling with these people, he's very careful. It's not politics. Everything must not be politics. If like you see two of them now in this photo, and you just say, oh, Peter Obi has decided to work with El-Rufai. No, maybe they didn't even go into politics. So I don't like giving news that I'm not very sure. We don't know the outcome, but the things start trending. People start making poster of Peter Obi and El-Rufai. Some obedience like it, that if that is what is going to give Obi more votes from the north, because El-Rufai has some level of influence in the north, and also he's a very close ally to Buhari, so he might woo Buhari to support him and to give him some of his followers in the north. So El-Rufai has that followership, but when it comes to ideology, I think these two people are just apart, widely apart. They are not, there's like two parallel lines. There's no way they can ever meet in terms of ideology. So I don't know what you guys may make of this. You think it's going to be a good thing for Peter Obi to leave that Ahmed and work with El-Rufai come next election? Because see, Tinubu is gagging everybody to join APC to ensure he comes back, because he knows that he has failed. So the only thing he knows that is going to help him is if other governors will come to help give him vote for 2027. So I don't know what you make of this. Let me know your honest reaction in the comment section below. So I'm going to end this video at this point, and I know you must have picked one or two things, about what trended today on Twitter. And let me know your thoughts on any of those points that we have raised. Let me know your honest reaction in the comment section below. So guys, that's it for today. There are no much news, but just some minor things. There's this lawmaker that also said that since Tinubu came into office, that they've been receiving lots of money. I mean, the lawmakers have been getting, like, did he say 1 billion for community projects, under the Tinubu's government? See, let me tell you why Tinubu is like, I don't even know how to describe Tinubu's personality. He's giving so much money to governors so that he can win them. He's giving so much money to governors so that it will be easy for him to win those governors, not because he's like governors, House of Assembly members, he's giving them too much money. Let me look for that video. Not because they've got anything to offer, but so that it will be easy. If he asks you to join the APC, you will not have any option.
National Assembly. Now, let me say something here. There is no honorable member in the National Assembly as of today. Quote me anywhere, and I'm saying it publicly. To buy the honorable member, even from this federal constituency, we have 9 honorable members from Osun State. Because the honorable member kankan as of today, láti ìgbà tí Tinubu ti débẹ̀, tó ní constituency project less than $1 billion.
Less than $1 billion.
Ṣebí tẹ́lẹ̀ kò pọ̀ tó yẹn. Wọ́n ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀ ní last year ni. There is no honorable member tó bá lọ sí Abuja lónìí. Bóyá wọ́n ṣe yọ subsidy, táwọn governors wá ń rí more funds.
So let me just read it here. I think this person tried to write it in English here. He said, since Tinubu became president and removed subsidy, no member of the House of Representatives receives less than 1 billion naira for constituency project. So guys, you should tell me what has your senator done in your senatorial district? What have they been able to do? Or the House of Rep members? He said none of them is receiving anything less than 1 billion naira. For this one is not the allowances that they get. No, this one is for community project. Go and build something for the people in your constituency. I want to know if you have received any, or you've seen people receiving. But that's to tell you why APC is a greedy party. See, now Wike, Omaye, minister of some of the ministers, they've all gone to the UK to go and discuss Tinubu's achievements in 2 years. Can you imagine? They left Nigeria and went to the UK to discuss Tinubu's achievement. This is coming at the time this same government, just last week, they came out to embark on a project called Nigeria First, just like Trump has Make America Great, America First. Tinubu's government embarked on a project called Nigeria First that encourages people to use locally made goods in Nigeria. Now, they abandoned Nigeria for discussion and went to the UK to discuss Tinubu's achievement. Do you know how much that is going to cost? From the money we don't even have, So that's to tell you that these people, they don't know what they are doing, honestly. So guys, I'm going to end it at this point. Thank you so much, so much for joining me in today's live session. I hope you got one or two things for today's update. Please give this video a like so that YouTube can recommend it to more people. Subscribe to the channel for more updates and drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Let me quickly take some of these reactions coming from some people. I know that both Peter Obi and this one is Atifku, they privatizer. Okay, Atiku the privatizer are afraid to be president. Otherwise, they will lead a protest that will shut down this country. You know, protest, it's not as if protest is not good. We are living in a Nigeria where Peter Obi is not somebody that, just like Jonathan, he didn't want anything that would waste somebody's life. And that's the kind of person Peter Obi is. Because see, these politicians, they are so heartless. You don't know how desperate Tinubu is when it comes to occupying Aso Rock. They are ready to do anything. You saw what happened when the NSAS protest happened. They did what they did their worst. And that's how they instill fear in people so that people cannot protest. But I think this country really needs protests to be emancipated, you know, from this bondage that we are into. This one say Yoruba is not among of them living in Lagos. Yes, they are. The Yorubas are there. Other tribes are there. But for JAMB to like target the whole of Southeast, it still raises a question mark. You know, it still raises a question mark. And in Lagos, you have so many Igbos there, and then you now go to the 6 geopolitical zones. You just chose one. At least Lagos is a section of the Southwest. But when it comes to the Southeast, the entire 5 states of the Southeast are affected. I think that raises a question mark. We must be sincere. I don't come here to say, oh, I'm Igbo, let it just be Igbo. When the Igbos do the wrong thing, you also say when they do the right thing, you say that's how to balance these things. But I think, JAMB, there is an error here. The man has equally come out to apologize. And if not for efforts coming from the Southeast, this investigation wouldn't have held. You know, the Southeast realized that this thing affected majority of the children from the Southeast, and they insisted on this investigation that has reviewed what has happened. And now JAMB is saying, oh yeah, come back and write. If you see the people who scored, these are people that it's like you don't even know anything and you just wrote JAMB only for JAMB to give you like 300. I begin to wonder, how did it happen? And then the people who got like 8 A's in JAMB, they will write, they will get 100, 110. And it was so ironic and at the same time confusing. So nobody is saying that it's just only Igbos, but for them to, okay, even Lagos apart, targeting the entire Southeast has a question mark around it. You said Igbo people occupy Lagos. That's why Igbos should be out of Lagos. Yes, Igbos are not saying they must be in Lagos. They are Nigerians. They have the right to live everywhere. That is what the Constitution says. We are not coming here to fight Igbos, you know. But it's good you are sharing your own opinion. Igbos, just let the country be ruled in a uniform way. Let every section be carried along. If there are seaports in other places around the Southeast, I don't even think majority of the Igbos will be in Lagos. And it will help to develop places like Akwa Ibom. Then, you know, those areas, they have seaports, they have places that could be developed so that we have more seaports. Even in River State, we have all those riverine areas where, you know, ship can come in. It's just businesses which the Igbos are known for. But nevertheless, it's good that this thing has happened. You can see that even Showorewe is a Yoruba man. They are all faulting the registrar that he did a bad job. He should resign. And I think it's good he has come out to apologize, but the apology is not satisfying to Nigerians. They are saying he should resign. Anyway, thank you guys for joining me tonight. Let's see some other time. God bless you and bye.